heated hot dog bun. 30 years later, 24th of December, he looks at her like a stranger, just can't remember until in his hand she laces a hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. His eyes lit up like a rising sun. He said, I love you, you're my wife. We had two daughters and a son. Then he breathed his last breath. Now every day on his grave, she leaves a hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun.
You got them sweaty feet. That's okay, babe, cause that sweat is sweet. You can leave your old sneakers in my new garage, cause tonight you're gonna get a deluxe foot massage. This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy went to a store. This little piggy, she did some jogging. Now every little piggy goes oink, oink, I'm sore. Foot rub, paramedic on patrol tonight. We got an safe night, my lady's feet don't feel right. Ain't got bad intentions, girl. Oh no, no, no. Just wanna help you relax from your heel to your toe. You can call me a Martian if you think that I'm weird. You can make me shave my head, make me shave my beard. I may be crazy, but you know I'm not prissy. When your little tootsie wootsies need some little bitty kisses. Foot rub, paramedic on patrol tonight. We got an safe night, my lady's feet don't feel right. Ain't got bad intentions, girl. Oh no, no, no. Just wanna help you relax from your heel to your toe. Some people like wine, some people like meat, some people like whiskey, but I like feet. We don't need to get frisky, but that would be fine. I can start with your feet, then move to your behind. Foot rub, daddy on patrol tonight. Looking for feet, feeling too tight. Ain't got bad intentions, girl. Oh no, no.
You're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels cream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream, can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream, you belong in the night stream. This is the night stream. Night stream, carry me. Night stream, scary me. Night stream, fairy wings flapping me into the night. Clap your hands and scream. Curl up in a ball and freak. Dumb or smart, dirty or clean. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, everybody's welcome in the night stream. night stream. You're entering.
Hello. This is the night stream. Welcome. Is it too loud? Or is it my headphones? Hello. All right. Well, we had another problem at the beginning of this thing. It's not me. For those of you just joining, my name is Duncan Trussell. I am a professor at MIT, and I am a mathematician, technologist, transhumanist, student of the singularity. And I welcome you to the night stream. When I started working at MIT 5 years ago, I knew that I would probably stumble upon some incredible things during my research, hanging out with my peers. And a lot of what goes down at MIT happens at the parties. A lot of great parties, and we talk. Just, we talk. And I won't go too deep into the stuff we talk about, but let's just say it's heavy, man. And we learn from each other, and we teach each other, and we love each other. We love each other. Scientists are sexy. That was a bumper sticker that I had on my car back in the 80s. And yeah, this stream is dedicated to sharing my technological knowledge with the world. And so when there was a glitch in the beginning, I just feel it's important that you know it had nothing to do with my lack of technological skills. I am a master of my trade. And honestly, I look down on computers because the stuff we have at MIT is way beyond computers. We use them. It's fun, I guess, to have a little typey thing. But yeah, we don't do that at MIT anymore like we used to. We have better stuff now, stuff that you guys probably won't see for a couple of years. But when I do use a computer, I see through it. Like when you guys look at a computer, you see letters and keys and buttons and such. But I see deep into the machine. I see it breathe. I know what it is. I understand every processes that are happening within the machine. I know it. And I could feel exactly what RPM the fans are going at. RPM is a scientific term. But I welcome you to my night stream. And, I think every one of us here is ready to hear the truth. You guys want disclosure. And so I am going to give that to you tonight. Now that President Donald Trump has allowed people in the community of scientists to finally say everything we know, we can freely talk. All those fucking NDAs, I'm telling you, yesterday we literally had an NDA burning party because they've been using us for a long time. They come to us with things we'll discuss later. But before I get into disclosure and revealing to you the greatest secret of all time, I thought that I would finally read to you a very special book, The Plot Against the King, written by Kash Patel. If we all have a kid living inside of us, and I'm not just quoting Jeffrey Epstein's emails. I mean it in the real way. And so even if you maybe aren't into kids' books, I feel like this is going to remind you of your childhood and how great it was. And for all the parents out there, I would really invite you to use my Amazon link to order a copy of The Plot Against the King, written by Kash Patel. A man of many talents. Art by Laura Vincent. Let me just make sure you guys can even fucking see this before I read this book. You have no idea how stressful this is. Fuck, the bit rate is too fucking high. You know what just happened? Adam Dev Media, I'm stuttering. I'm going to fix it before we get into this. How do I fix the fucking bit rate? What does that even mean? Is there like a... Where do you do it? Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Damn it. I really hope my wife isn't watching this right now. She shouldn't watch my... I don't think she watches my streams, but if she is, she's laughing. Because she literally, I'm not even joking, just told me that. And I'm like, it's fine. Okay, let me see if I could look. How to lower bit rate on YouTube. To lower the bit rate in YouTube, adjust settings in your streaming software. Fuck, it's OBS. What do they think I have? A goddamn fucking time machine over here? Okay, this is probably going to tank the whole thing, but I'm going to try it. Preferences. Stream. Output. So I shouldn't be at 5,000 kbps? Whatever that is. What should I be at? I'm lowering it. Let's just do 1,000. Fuck it. I don't know if this will go into effect immediately, but let's give it a shot. Okay. I've lowered it. I don't know if I have to restart OBS for that to take effect, but thank you, whoever told me that. Fuck. I feel so dumb now. 2,500. We've got a 4,000. Go like 4,000. Okay, I'm putting it back up. See, I got insecure. Going back up. Let's go back up. OBS preferences. If you're trolling me, you are a fucking genius. Going up to 4,000. Let's push her to... You know what? Let's do 3,000 to be safe. My internet's been weird. And apply. We're at 3,000. We're at 3,000. Is it affecting anything? Is it better? You know what? Let's do 3. Is it better? Blow the dust off the cartridge. It's good. That was it. Fuck yes. Wow. Ben Stelpletson really wants me to set it to the Charles Manson bit rate. We got some super chats already. What the fuck? Oh, I can't wait to tell you what I've been up to. Thank you very much for the super chats. Let me open the thing that lets me look at super chats. The thing that's name I can't remember. What was it called? Ground control? No. It was called... Pretty sure it was called ground control. Let me look at my apps here. This has got to be so annoying. It's not always like this, guys. I'm getting off heroin right now, so I'm pretty... Let me see. What was it called? Ground control? Lagging. Please don't tell me I'm still lagging. I got to find this app. It's lagging for me, and I'm over here. You guys tell me if it's still lagging, and then I'll lower the bit rate. Shit. All right, you guys, I'm lowering the bit rate to, I'm going to look pixelated and fucked up. Who cares? What do I think I am? Hold on. Preferences, we're dropping the bit rate. Output. We're going down to 1500. Fuck it. It's going to look bad. Okay, wait, did that work? Output, 1500. Okay. Okay. All right. See if that did anything. It's still lagging. Oh my God. Low rate is best. No, it's the fucking internet in here. Oh, I know what it is. This might actually help. I think I have too many LLMs running at the same time on my computer. Hold on, this will probably help. And then turn off codecs. Goodbye, my friend. Quit. This actually might help because I had a lot of shit running on my computer at the same time. It just got better. Okay, yeah, I had two LLMs. Not to brag. I have two on my computer. Mistral. I can't remember the other one, but they were running. And Ed Quinn is saying, don't ever use fucking Wi-Fi to stream. You're right, dude. But you know what I don't know how to do? I don't know how to run cable. And I got to call them and get them to come and install some shit. And it's like a phone call. And then you got to wait for them. And I just was hoping it would work. Some of you are saying it's better, but... Oh, good. Okay. Great. Great. Just let me know if it starts fucking up again and I'll freak out in a weird way that doesn't make sense based on what I'm doing. But yeah, I think that's going to be my next step is to get, you don't even know how hot I get thinking about having an actual hardwired connection to the fucking web. That's like a dream of mine. That's up there with having a swimming pool one day. Hersner says, dude, it's an Ethernet cable into phone hole in wall. Listen to Hersner. 5-minute self-ban. Here's the deal. Not everybody has that hole in their wall. I'm in a back studio here. It's cold. I'm in this cold back studio. There's no Ethernet back here. It's just a shed. Basically a pissing shed. I pee in bottles back here. I don't have a hole in the wall. Okay, I got to get to these super chats. That means you distracted me. This will get focused in. For people just joining us, do know that usually it's not like this. I have over 5 different producers that I use, but unfortunately, they all got in a car accident, and so they're in the hospital. So I couldn't do it. It is called ground control. Okay, let's see if I can find this. I'm learning that if I'm really going to do these in any kind of way that makes sense, I probably should come out here way earlier than I have to set up. Probably. But it isn't like this for people just joining us usually. It usually works. Oh, great. The audio is behind the video, too. That's great. I wish I knew fucking sign language. This is when you wish you knew sign language. Because now the audio is lagging. So it's... What are we going to do here? I mean, this is a prime lesson of what can happen in a man's life. You follow your life, you know. You end up you're going to end up someplace. You have to be. You're sort of looking where you're at, and you're like, man, I don't belong here. I was supposed to be somewhere else. And the moment you do that, you're spitting in the face of the universe, because you absolutely should be there because you're there. And to act like you shouldn't be there is the most pompous thing. Of course you fucking belong there. Jesus, Ben Stapleton, take it easy, man. Take it easy, Ben. Hold on, I see you. Jesus Christ. What is happening? Ben Stapleton is just, I don't want to ban you or mute you, man, but I like that you like Charles Manson, but Jim Henson, John Lennon, Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, Jim Henson, John Lennon, Steve Jobs, Walt Disney. All uppercase. I didn't block him. He stopped. I think he's cool. I just think he needed to say that. Wormhole Garden said, I'll fix it. And DMC, I guess a bunch of people blocked that dude. I didn't. But he was definitely stinking up the chat. He is on a rampage. I don't know. He needs to be heard. He needed to say the list of names. Not connected to anything. I mean, I like Jim Henson. Oh yeah, ground control. I got to get this going here. Then I can continue my book before we were beset by so many things. I do have an app called Ground Control, and what it does is it shows me my super chats, which are important. You have to acknowledge the super chats. I watch a lot of high-level streams, and very high level. And the art of it, like acknowledging super chats, is a real thing. But for some reason, ground control is no longer showing up on my computer. So that sucks. So bad. Why wouldn't it be there? Here's something. Oh, there it is. Opening it now. Opening ground control. Or theoretically, I'm going to see a list. Yes! It worked. Thank you, Edquin B. Thank you so much. Sin31211 is saying, I just moved into a new house. Do you recommend AT&T as an internet? Dude, I know you're talking about the podcast I did where Johnny Pemberton came over. I've been stuck in my house for a few days because they kept saying they were going to come. That was the weirdest part about it. They kept saying, I'd wake up in the morning, they're like, we're coming. We'll be there soon. And they just didn't come. I was going fucking nuts. It was the craziest shit ever. Like, I needed the internet. And I felt like the moment I left to go get food or do anything, that's when they'd show up. So I just waited and waited. It was crazy. No, anything but AT&T, anything. This is kind of a plug for something that sounds super cool. Thanks from the Entheogen Stewardship Project. Follow us and meet me at Denver SciCon. Dude, I'm reading this great biography on Terence McKenna. Whoa, what a maniac he was. What a fucking maniac. All of them back then, they were off their rocker in the best way. They're all going up to Kathmandu. Everybody's smuggling hash. They're all just like experimenting with like Tibetan datura, which is just nuts to think about from what I've heard. I mean, I've never taken datura and I never will. I never want to. But datura is like, when I was in high school, it's gypsum weed, I think is another name for it. But when I was in high school, there'd always be these stories of some rednecks who took datura and went blind for a few days and talked to their refrigerator and shit. But these lunatics were going up to Kathmandu and eating datura and buying like Tibetan paintings and having visions of aliens. And it's just wild to read about how crazy he was. Smuggling hash in like Hindu statues, and then one of them broke and got hash everywhere. Really fascinating story. Thanks so much, Truth Toad. Bright Eyes wants to know if I heard about the principal that hypnotized 3 students and they all ended up passing away within weeks of each other. No, but I'm looking it up right fucking now. That's incredible. Please, I don't want this to be true, but that's kind of the weird thing about shit like this. Dateline. I'm listening to this great documentary on Martha Moxley. Poor little girl who was murdered by one of the Kennedys, maybe. And it sucks because like that kind of entertainment requires horrible things to happen. Okay. Principal hypnotizes students and they die. Shit. It's real. It's on people.com. Now, it's old. I guess the story just emerged for some reason. Okay, it's because of a docu-series has popularized it called True Crime Story, Look Into My Eyes. So, wow. What the fuck? Let's go to NPR. A school district in Florida just released a 130-page report. Again, this is from June 30th, 2011. A school district in Florida just released a 130-page report that details how one high school principal hypnotized between 70 and 75 students since 2006. The school district began investigating Dr. George Kinney, the former principal at Northport High School, after he admitted that he had hypnotized Wesley McKinley, 16, a day before he killed himself. Kinney denied using this technique on Brittany Palumbo, who killed herself May 4th, or Marcus Freeman, 16, a star quarterback on the high school team who died in a car crash. Dr. Kinney admitted that he lied. He did have sessions with both of the other deceased students. In his interview with the investigators, Kinney, a popular principal at the school since 2001, said, "Just relax, breathe out. You're getting very, very sleepy." I'm sorry. Since 2001, said he felt terrible about putting his school and his students through something that they didn't need or deserve to have to endure on top of all the tragedy. What the fuck? He says he always sought parental consent. The report says his supervisor told him he could only perform hypnosis in a psychology class, but Kinney continued doing it because he said he was never told to stop. "I'm going to fucking hypnotize till I die. Nobody will stop me." He's a mad hypnotist. Wow, that is crazy. I had not heard of that, but I'm going to have to watch that doc. I mean, dude, that is wild. You got to think about that. Is it just bad luck? I mean, it could be just sort of this sort of passionate hypnotist. It's a little weird. You're hypnotizing kids, but 2011, those were different times. We were all hypnotizing each other, especially kids. So could have been that. He was just, hypnotizing kids. And then just out of sheer bad luck, several of them had tragedies happen to them. Several of them ended their own lives. Or he implanted is that the accusation, that he hypnotized them so they would kill themselves? Like he's some kind of hypnotic serial killer? I mean, that is fucking crazy. He's an X-Man at that point. At that point, you're an X-Man. You're like an evil superhero. Hypnobug. But I do believe in hypnotism. If you've never been hypnotized, it works. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom hypnotized me because I had a wart. You can still kind of see the scar right there. I don't even know if you can see it because of my shitty internet. But I hated that wart. and it was really ugly. And this was when she was beginning to study psychology, and she had read somewhere that sometimes you can hypnotize someone and the wart will go away that they have, which sounds crazy. And so she did it, and sure as fucking shit, the thing just went away. It fell off, I think. It's very powerful. I've experienced it. I still have a little scar. And I didn't pick it off or anything. It just sort of went away, which is so weird. Because, like, if you could hypnotize somebody into dissolving their own wart, the implication is that you could do this. Why couldn't you do the same thing with your dick? Like, could you hypnotize someone so their penis fell off or melted away? Could you hypnotize somebody so their nipples suck back into their chest? How far does this go? Could you change their eye color? It just, what's going on there? Like, theoretically, purely theoretically, since our bodies are our bodies, and ultimately we're kind of in charge, even though we're sort of not, theoretically, you would think that you could make your penis larger. You can, regrow skin. When with no effort, you get cut, your skin, it grows right back. Just does it. So theoretically, you could do that, but it does not work based on my studies. Now, Ben Stapleston, your girlfriend didn't leave you because you watched my streams. It's because the way you behaved in my streams. Let me continue this incredible book, and then we're going to get back to the super chats. For those of you just joining us, tonight we're reading The Plot Against the King by Kash Patel. I don't know if you can even see it because of my shitty stream. Maybe we should get some music going with it. See if I can whip up a nice arpeggiated something. Oh, that's pretty good. Here, let me fiddle with something for a moment. I'll be right back. One second here, friends. We gotta do Kash Patel justice. Just one quick second here. Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect. The plot against the king. Once upon a time in the land of the free, there lived a wizard called Cash, the distinguished discoverer. Cash was known far and wide as the one person who could discover anything about anything. He found the holy grape deep in the enchanted forest, and he discovered who had stolen the sleeping princess. It was Prince Andrew. All right, I can't do that. I thought it'd be cool, but if it's bothering me, fuck. I can't do that. The heralds who spread important news across the land with their herald trumpets had sung of Cash's fame ever since he figured out that the Russionians were cheating in the jousting tournaments. But all these quests had been easy for Cash, and as the sun rose and set over the land of the free, Cash found himself in grave danger, not of trolls or ogres, but of getting bored. That is until the choosing day. Again, for those of us just joining, this is The Plot Against the King by Kash Patel. On choosing day, the whole land gathered at the castle to choose the next ruler of the kingdom. The heralds had been announcing that Hillary Queenton would be queen. She says queenly things like thee and thou and forsooth, and her last name is Queenton after all. Snobby bitch. But when the royal counter-uppers counted up the final votes, they realized the people had dared to choose the merchant. Donald, the lowly merchant. Just like all the other common folk, nothing more, a simple merchant, not a queen. I added a little bit. The heralds and Hillary were horrified. Donald didn't care what the herald said about him, and he was determined to make the kingdom great again. Mitka. Thus, King Donald moved into the castle, and everyone turned to head home. But before the people could leave, a herald jumped onto his stand to make a proclamation. "Wait!" he proclaimed through his herald trumpet. I guess he trumpeted that. "Listen to what this noble knight has to say." Then a shifty-looking knight jumped onto the stand. "Donald isn't the rightful king. Inside the steel box, I found a paper that says Donald cheated his way to the throne." All of the people gasped. Were shocked. How could he do such a thing? "Apparently," said the shifty knight, "Donald made friends with the Russionians while drinking cherry ginger ale in the Swirly Tower Tavern in Russianonia, and they helped him cheat." This book is 400 pages long. I'm not reading the whole thing. I can't. I as a parent, this is blasphemous. Like, to make a children's book this long is ultimately a fuck you to the parents of America. Just forget the whole like hiding the Epstein file thing or whatever the other shit might be. If you write a kid's book this long, and maybe if you buy your kid this book, you deserve the 30-minute reading of the story at bedtime, but that is a crime against humanity. Kids' books, short and sweet, quick, flip right through them, they're done, good night. Not this fucking novel. This is messed up, Kash Patel. Bad Cash. Again, for those of you just joining us, This is The Plot Against the King by Kash Patel. Kash Patel. Now, let's get to those super chats. Okay, here we go. Adam Dev Media, welcome back to the stream. Made a serious LLM called Chad GHB. That's cool. I'll tell you more about my experiments in artificial intelligence and invite you to it. Oh, I'm glad I remembered. You know what? Just before I forget, I'm really excited to announce on behalf of my subreddit the first annual AI video generation contest. So we are going to do a contest on my subreddit only. Everyone there loves AI generated content. And, you know, they're so excited that this is going to happen on my subreddit. But I would invite every single one of you to submit. And you can submit as many times as you want, as many videos as you want. There is no limit to submissions, no cost for submissions, other than going on Reddit, post whatever the content is that you've been making. It has to be AI generated. That's the only rule. No human generated content. It must only be AI. My subreddit is Duncan Trussell. And just, yeah, post your favorite, honestly, even if it's not yours, you could submit it. And post your favorite AI video. And then I'll make a post that people on my Reddit can vote for which one they like. And we'll do a vote eventually. But the more you submit, the better your chances of winning, honestly, just from the law of averages. So if you have made something really cool with AI, I'd love to see that. But whether you made it or not, it will all be treated equally. So if you have some AI content you really love, like you saw something on Instagram, you saw something on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, post it on my subreddit. And make sure that you do separate posts for every video submission. Don't like do one thread and then put a bunch of videos in it, but rather you should do separate posts because that will make the voting easier for people on my subreddit. And I'm sure they are so glad I remembered it because all they've been talking about is how excited they are for this contest and to see mostly they're really interested in seeing your art, and they do consider it art. So don't be shy. Everyone there is very nice, and you're not going to get that thing you might have gotten other places when you post AI stuff. You will be embraced and loved by my subreddit. Again, this is a real contest. If I do choose your AI art, then you will be featured on a night stream. And so you will be signal boosted in the extreme. That's the first prize will be, of course, for the best video generated content. The second prize will be for whoever posts the most. Now, let's get back to these super chats. Niner Matt. Niner Matt is horny tonight, apparently, and says, I don't know about y'all, but I could use a good probing. And he paid $10. That's horny. So anybody out there excited to probe Niner Matt, he's open to probing tonight. Sannon Pwine! It's Pwine time. Welcome back, Sannon. Hooded sweatshirt guy wants to know if I'd had the opportunity to meet Allison Brie. If so, what does her hair smell like? No, The answer is no. But thank you so much for the super chat. We do everything like they just don't do it the way they used to do it. Like in the old days of making cartoons, animated series, I think people would actually get together and like read the lines to each other, but it doesn't work like that anymore. But no, I haven't met her. Thanks for the super chat. Duncan, when you come to New York, you should take a day trip to Dia Beacon and see the Teshing Sia exhibition. Okay, I'm coming. I'll be there. Where is it? Is it easy to get to? Sounds like it's hard to get to. Sounds like I'm going to have to go through some tunnels. I'm going to look it up. Teshing Sia. I want to be able to pronounce that. That's my ego. My ego wants to be like Alan Watts and just say that perfectly. I can't even remember how it's spelled. I'm going to have to go back and look, and I just left. Why'd you do this to me? Teshing. Okay, I'm pulling it up. Here we go. Whoa, cool. Whoa, cool. He's a performance artist. That is not what I expected. I expected, like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'll go to this. Marina Abramovich calls him the master. I'm definitely going to this fucking thing. For 1 year, beginning on the 30th September 1978, Teshing Sia lived in an 11-foot, 6-inch, and 9-foot wooden cage. He was not permitted to speak, read, or consume any media, but every day a friend visited with food and to remove his waste. That's a good friend. I gotta tell you, dude. Because it's like one thing when your friend's like, I got this idea. I'm gonna, for a year, I'm gonna be in this tiny little cage. And you're like, whoa, cool, man. That is crazy. A whole year? Wow, you are a great artist. All right, man, see you later. Hold on. I want you to be part of this. Okay, what do you want me to help you get a cage or something? No, I want you to haul my shit out for a year. That's like, I'm sorry, but I don't think I don't think I would do that for any of my friends. I mean, how do you do that? How do you have the time? I'd just say, like, man, I'm too busy to do that. I can't do that. But that is intense. The vital context here is that this incarceration was voluntary. No shit. Sia is a Taiwanese American artist whose chosen practice is performance art, undertaking durational actions for long periods. Marina Abramovic has called him the master of the form. In 1980, 7 months after the end of Cage Piece, Sia began another year-long work, Time Clock Piece, which required him to punch a factory-style clocking machine in his studio every hour of each day for 365 days. Man, that just sucks. 7 months, a little over half a year, and he's already torturing himself again. Here's a picture of him. I guess he slept in leaves for 100 years. These people are in India too. It's just they don't call themselves artists, but there's people in India who torment themselves in the same way, but for like probably the same exact reason, honestly, just with a different sort of vernacular around it. But the ascetics. He's an ascetic, some kind of artistic ascetic or something. It's cool. Thanks for the tip. Isn't that weird that Aaron Brockovich is related to Maria? A lot of people don't know that. Okay, let's go back to this. Thanks for these super chats, guys. Good Lord. Okay, I think I got those. Steve Franklin is said pre-planned elective C-sections save lives. All right. You know my stance on that. I think pre-planned elective C-sections I'm more for spontaneous C-sections. I think it's better for everybody. And it's controversial, and I know I'm probably going to get fucking dragged for saying this, but I think a good spontaneous C-section is the way to go, pregnant or not. Pre-planned, you pre-plan it, and it's not the way nature intended us to do C-sections. It's spontaneous. You know, listen to your body. That's a problem, is a lot of people don't trust their bodies. And sometimes your body wants you to do a C-section. Male, female. So I'm more for spontaneous C-sections. Steffa Anklin. And I think you know that, and I think that's why you posted that in some kind of antagonistic way. And so you will 2-minute self-ban, 3-minute self-ban. It would be $5, but the $2 dropped you down to $3. Rhythm wants the Nightman. Well, just maybe you'll see something tonight, but I don't know if it'll work. Thank you. I'll bring out the Nightman in a moment. Tiny Lens, Duncan Seeger, and Silver Bullet Band. Night Streams. I really like the theme song, the way it came out. It's pretty good. That's Indigo Clint who made that, by the way. San Empuine surprisingly does not like Maria Abramovich. That surprised me, San. And you know, I gathered a lot about you when we first met, and you accused me of obscuring an upcoming attack on the Super Bowl. But I never would have taken you as somebody who didn't love art. And it seems like you love Maria Abramovich. That's strange. She's such a great artist. Dimension 01 says the Nightman is an environmental disaster due to its AI origins. You know, I got to say this. This is going to horrify you, Dimension 01. You should look up how many servers and data centers YouTube uses, and TikTok, and Instagram, and the carbon emissions, and the energy they use. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, but I've always found it slightly ironic that on these social media streaming services is where you will find the most passionate anti-AI people, but they're posting it on these services that also have massive computers consuming massive amounts of energy. It's curious, right? Like, you have to wonder about it just for a second. I think it's an interesting ethical question to ponder, because it does fit into the sort of realm of like people advising boycotts for you because of something there, you know, you should not do that, but I'm not going to boycott this thing. I'm sure many of the anti-AI people that are here tonight are now fully in agreement with me about AI art. And again, that reminds me, go to my subreddit at Duncan Trussell, post your favorite AI I would love to see your art. And by the way, if you're interested in making and generating AI art, and you're like, God, I want to enter that contest, but I don't know how, there's lots of places you can go. You could, subscribe to Sora, which I think now anyone can get in there if you want to. And I believe you even get a few free generations. So you could just get some free generations and post it over at Duncan Trussell. Google VO is very good. Sora and VO are my main go-to right now if I'm making any kind of like AI video. But there's many other services out there. Some of them free, some of them you got to subscribe. Most of them do offer a few free video generations though. So really nothing should stand in your way when it comes to this contest. Again, that's the subreddit Duncan Trussell. Everyone's expecting you, so you guys could even go over there now and start posting cool AI art. Thank you, Nachos237. Joe Rogan mentioned doing a podcast once a month with you before. Would you? I've seen every podcast with the two of you, and it's fun. Yeah, I would totally do that. In a second, that would be fun. Drew Lewis is saying, love that pic of you in the back, drooling. Oh, you motherfucker. Drooling over Roger Waters a week after you've sat in that very chair, roasting him for an hour. Don't know what fart magic is, but real happy. Oh my God. You're right. You are right. But you know, when you're around a wizard, you're around a wizard. That guy's a wizard. I distantly recall roasting him. Don't worry, he had his revenge. It was the best. He's a warlock. He attacked every single one of us that night in the most hilarious way. Each one of us got a taste of his fire. But it was really fun. Like he was doing it in a friendly way, but it was still brutal. Kimberly Rose, hello. Book or teaching recommendations for Tonglen meditation practice. I honestly have, I don't. You know, I know what it is. Pema Chodron, I can't remember which book I read about it in. I mean, it shows up. But I don't know a good book fully dedicated to that. It's a little outside my pay grade, man. That stuff is so crazy. R. Kelly's doo-doo butter, gross, says, where's my fucking lighter? I'm going to jump. I don't know what that means. Please don't jump, or jump if you're not jumping off something. Now, I want to tell you guys what I've been working on, and I think you're going to be not surprised to find out that I've been working on this for, 4 days straight. Because I got obsessed with Codex, which is OpenAI's app that lets you make programs in your computer knowing nothing. It's a vibe coding app. And so, I've been pretty blown away by the shit that this thing can do. Which some of you, it might be easy for you to do. But for me, going on GitHub, downloading repositories, going into the terminal, downloading God knows how many different things you need just to run certain things, and getting the updated codes and all the shit, and it's so hard. You really do need to have some kind of education or have had some interest in it for years if you're going to get to the point where you can actually make stuff like that on your own. So what Codex does is it acts like some kind of pro-level coder that now works for you. And so you just give it an idea of something you want to do or make, and it makes it. And it's tedious. At least because of my lack of skill, I don't know how to really talk to it in a way. I think there's probably hyper-efficient ways to communicate what you want to make with it. And then when it fucks up, ways to identify why it fucked up and how to fix that. I don't know how to do that. So it's sometimes tedious as it goes through iterations of the app you're trying to make. But for example, I was interested in putting the Nightman into Minecraft. Could I create an AI Minecraft bot that was the Nightman? Where the Nightman would build and the Nightman would tunnel and gather resources and stuff, but he would talk? And yes, the answer is yes, I did that. Yes, well, I didn't do it. Codex did it, but Codex helped me get all the shit I needed to create a Minecraft AI Nightman bot. And then I realized, oh, the Nightman needs an assistant, like a servant. And so then I made another bot that sounds like Ari Shafir. So it's like Ari, and I made it so that he was like sycophantic towards the Nightman. So, and the Nightman's condescending to Ari. Now, the problem with this shit is I want to show it to you, but I don't know if I can get that to work again, which it's going to require me sort of fiddling around with this thing to get it to work. The other thing that I made, which is really fucking cool, is, and I think I'll be able to show that to you, like, you know those pin boards you can put your hand through? I started thinking like, whoa, what if you could like make one of those, but the AI could kind of like push itself into it or something? And I made some, it's not really, like, I'm pretty sure I could get to that point, but definitely I made something that is fucking cool. And again, when I say cool, I mean, not like you would buy this or ever try to sell it cool, but cool in the sense that I don't know how to do this stuff. And it just worked. Well, then I got even more interested in it because it was like I was having success building these things. And then I got interested if it's possible to, what if I like got an AI to write a radio show for the Nightman? And so then it kind of worked. Obviously, it's AI. It's shitty. It's not good at writing. And so then I'm like, all right, I bet I could refine this a little bit. And so I downloaded these LLMs. And so basically, it generates some kind of garbage script. And then it sends that to these LLMs who act as story editors and refine it and then send it back. And then it sends it back for another draft. And it made something that is, you know, you'll hear it, it trails off at the end. It's like inhuman. It's not human, but fuck, it did it. It edited music to it. It put commercials in with sound beds. It's so crazy that it did that. But I might be able to show you that. So I'm going to try, and then we'll get back to the super chat. So let me see if I can make this work. Got to open Codex again. Now, while I'm doing this, I do want to tell you something kind of creepy that happened. Like, I really don't like that this happened. It's like legitimately fucked up, in fact. And it sounds like something I would make up. But ever since I started putting these LLMs on my computer and fucking around with Codex, all of a sudden my closed caption that I had on YouTube, whenever there's ambient noise, it started going, "I'm going to kill you," like closed caption. It was saying that over and over. At first, I thought I'm watching, I don't know, some like teaser video for the upcoming video game, Crimson Desert, which I will be playing. And like no one was talking. It was like, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you." It's just weird. So I feel like there is an interesting thing that can happen when you start fucking with this tech, which is the closest approximation I have to it is if you've ever been on a fuck spree and you're not using a condom. And you get this weird feeling of like, am I okay? Like, I hope I didn't get something. And like, also kind of like a haunted house feeling. Like, is my computer haunted now? What did I summon? I was like in a very early iteration of this thing I've been trying to do. I was generating voxel creatures based on the lesser key of Solomon. So there's a little concern. that I might have accidentally like haunted my computer. Let me see if I can get this thing going. First, I'll try to get the Minecraft one going because I think that's the funniest one. But let's see. I gotta start Minecraft. I didn't realize how cool Minecraft was. I mean, I fucked around with it and like I like tunneling around and getting lost and shit. But I didn't realize how if you download the Java version of it, how much you can like control in there. Which is why a lot of people do put AIs in there. So I think I have to start it first. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I'll start it. And then I gotta tell Codex to start a server, I think. Okay. Start a server and put the Nightman. And Chandler in world. Chandler is Ari's name. It's thinking. Oh, I'll bring up the local Minecraft server first, then start the Minecraft runtime so Nightman and Chandler log in. I'll verify with server logs that both bots join the world. Okay, yeah, I was going to say you should do that. Starting the server. Let's see if this works. That is the other thing, though. Like, the downside of this shit, if you don't know what you're doing, is you might get something up and running, but then just out of the blue, it breaks, and you can't fix it, and you don't know why. That's where it gets weird. Oh, it's working. Okay. Let's see. It's up and running. The next step is going to be sharing this with you. Multiplayer.
My brain disconnected. Try again.
Oh, it's right now. It's Tony Hinchcliffe, I think. Hold on. Sorry, Tony. Just because I had like a long time. Oh, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, they're in there. Chandler's stuck. Okay, let me see if I can show you this, and you can hear it. Chandler's stuck. Dumbass keeps getting stuck in holes. I heard the Nightman for a second, but let me see. I think if I do this, it might work. Weird. Hold on.
Nightman, I adore you. I am building hard for you. Keep moving, Chandler.
Did you guys hear? Hold on. That's not it. Oh, that's my... Oh, I see what's happening there.
My love to you, Nightman. I am strengthening the fort now.
Do application capture. And then the application should be... What is it, Java? See if that works. I'm going to be pissed if this doesn't work. No. Application. Hold on, this will work. Window capture. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I don't know what this is going to look like when I go over. Okay, hang on. All right, don't get pissed if you just... See, Chandler's stuck. Let me tell Codex to take them out and put them back in the server. Chandler is stuck. The reason that... Yeah, Chandler's kind of like a sycophant. He worships the Nightman. And the Nightman has been instructed to be condescending to Chandler. So hopefully they will... Codex will take them out of the game. Oh, there we go. Cool. It's restarting the server. What's going on? Okay, it's up and running now. So in a second, he should... There. Nightman and Chandler are now in the game. Oh, shit. You dumb shit. You're still in the hole. God.
My brain disconnected. Try again.
What? You fucking piece of shit, Chin. He can't even dig himself out of the hole. They used to be much smarter than this. He's just sitting there. Hold on. And Nightman... See, I think we're going to have to start a new server. Because
My brain disconnected. Try again.
Yeah, something's wrong with... What's wrong with him? Why did his brain disconnect? Oh, fuck. Hang on, you guys. Let's see what happened. That's insane. Hold on. Oh, my God. I can fix this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe I can connect them to my... Can I connect Chandler and the Nightman to my local power lines? That would be so cool. See, if this is going to take forever, I'm not going to keep doing it. It's going to... Okay, fuck that. I'll show you the other thing I was working. This is pretty disappointing. I swear to God, they were building at one point. Well, I'm just showing you works in progress, you guys. What do you want? I might be the worst AI evangelist on the planet. They're going to like... OpenAI is going to ask me to stop using AI. Like OpenAI's stock is just going down. Just because of my videos. People are like, dude, it sucks. It doesn't do shit. It just makes stoners think they're making something. Let's get back to these super chats.
Do your little part, Chandler, and try not to trip over destiny.
Shannon Point says Roger Waters is David Icke / Tom Hanks today. I don't know what that means, but I love you, Point. Thanks for the $2.
Nightman, I adore you. I am building hard for you.
What the fuck? Why is it still talking? That is the other thing that happens, you guys, that I don't really like, is that sometimes you can't turn it off. Hold on. Stop. Server. Stop. Hopefully that works. Let's get back into super chats. Jake Atencio said, well, thank you, Jake. Duncan, I feel so lucky there are people like you that exist out in the world. You're my guru in many ways. You're a celebrity to me. Well, thank you. Thanks for the super chat. That's very kind of you to say. I mean, I feel insanely lucky that I get to exist like this. This is crazy that I get to do this. You know, I probably should be a dishwasher. So I'm lucky. Haley Hayes, that's a really good question. Do I like pickles? Yes, I do. Now, I don't like them all the time, and I get sick of them sometimes. But I do go through pickle phases. Absolutely. And I know I should never do it, but have you ever been to like some shitty gas station? They have some weird ass pickle. Like it's a blasphemy. It's a blasphemous pickle where it's like, but it's made by the people who make Nerds. It's like a pickle floating in like Warheads juice. And I've looked at that and just thought, what the fuck, man? But some part of me wants to try it. This is not a refrigerated pickle. I don't know that you need to refrigerate them, but this is in a plastic fucking nasty bag at a gas station I go to get Zen pouches. And no one's buying it. It's been there since I've been going in there. Obviously, no one would buy that. But I think I'm going to buy it and try it. Maybe I'll try it on the super chat. Super chat. Maybe I'll try it on my night stream. I'm reading a super chat. But it's hard. It's so, yeah, but yes, I like pickles. And thank you for the super chat. Champ Moo 1 says, when are you and Corp going to get your podcast up soon? Is it going to be free? Free. Okay, I like these super chats. Not just because you gave me money, thank you, but because it's mysterious. It says, image search new Graconica. All right. Is this like the new Lemon Party? Well, fuck it. I don't care. Lemon Party never bothered me that much. New Granerica. Makes you feel lonely more than anything. Let me make sure I spelled that right. New Gracinica. New Gracinica. All right. Oh, it's a monastery. It's pretty. What about it? Thanks for the super chat. Are you there? It's beautiful. Damn. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let's do an image search. Holy shit. Wow. It's like an Alex Gray painting or something. Hold on. Let me show you guys this. Wait, what? Why is that happening? Oh, I know why. Okay, hang on. Method. Display capture. That's what we want. Okay. Nope. Hold on. Why, God? Why do you do this? Here we go. Got it. That's pretty. You know, when you see like this kind of art, you really can like, you do get a sense that like, I don't know why it's doing that, why the screen's like that. You do get a sense that like the John Marcus Allegro stuff is real. Like the sacred mushroom and the cross, that Christianity is some kind of mushroom cult. Because you look at that stuff and it's like definitely feels like mushrooms made that. Like someone on mushrooms thought that up. Let's get back to the super chats. I need to do this. Tanner Byer, you have asked me to do this before and I have yet to do it. Amon Hillman, look him up. Check out his interviews with Danny Jones. Would be great to see him. Let me look him up one more time. I feel like I already looked him up and then forgot. Amon Hillman. Let's see what his deal is. Oh, cool. Drug use and the roots of Western civilization. That sounds awesome. Hillman's trade press book, The Chemical Muse, argues that psychotropic drugs use was pervasive in classic antiquity. It must have been. Yeah, he seems awesome. Okay, I'll see if I can get in touch with him. He seems like he would be an incredible guest. Elliot James says Jesus was a PDF trafficker. All right, maybe not the best guest after all. Is that true? Oh, he's got a PDF Jesus fantasy. I don't know, man. I don't want to fuck with that. I mean, it's it's interesting because like definitely agree with him that people have probably been taking psychedelics for as long as there have been psychedelics in people. But, you know, I'll look them up. I've got an open mind. I just can't imagine whatever that theory is has any real anything to it. But I'll definitely look him up. Who knows? Maybe I'm fucking wrong. What do I know? Wouldn't roll the dice on it, though. Was Jesus getting high? Probably. Brian Lewis is asking if that's an analog synth behind you. Well, yeah, that's a... Well, this is a Moog, which I think I have muted right now, if that's what you're talking about. Hold on. 1 second, man. 1 second. So, what you're hearing my Euro rack right now, which is not really doing what I was hoping it would do. I had it making some pretty cool sounds a few days ago, but then I went on the road, and I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Hold on. Yeah, you should be able to hear that. Are you guys hearing that at all? No. What the fuck? I'm not showing that you're hearing that. That's weird. That really sucks because I can hear it and I hate it. Like, you're hearing it coming through my mic. But why won't it... Huh. This did work at one point. What if I do this? Hello? No, that's not gonna work. I sure as fucking hear it. Hold on. It's really annoying. I don't know why. I might be able to send... Well, it should be working. Let me try something here. Maybe if I did like a... Let me see something here. Well, my mics are active. Wait. So... I did move a cord the other day. I guess God is punishing me for that. I moved a fucking cord. That's what you get. When you're fucking with this stuff and you move a cord, just forget it. You're done. Maybe I could try this. So this is gonna fuck everything up. You see if that made any difference. Oh, shit. Okay, it's working now. I guess that fixed it. Holy shit. Let me see something. That couldn't have fixed it. There's no way that worked. Hello? I guess it's working. I mean, it sounds horrible because it's like when you fuck around with, I mean, maybe not you guys, but when I fuck around with like Eurorack, it just melts. Like the thing you're trying to make inevitably just collapses and it sucks. So you guys can hear it. Okay, cool. Let me see something. For those of you, oh shit, am I down? For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm doing, these are CV cables, is what they're called. And so these cables, they just basically route signals throughout the synth, or they can route audio. So basically, the way that like you sort of talk to these synths is through control voltage, and just different voltage makes the synth do different things. So some of the things back there make sounds, and some of the things are filters and make like various patterns. I'm not gonna even pretend I know what the fuck they do. Honestly, I have no idea. I barely understand it at all. I don't know what I'm doing with them. You're about to find that out. But they're so fun. Now, when I got into these fucking things, I told my friend Johnny Pemberton that I was thinking about buying like some Eurorack. And like I'm going to play you my favorite Eurorack, my favorite synth. And it was my first one, and it's still my favorite. It's the Make Noise Morphogene. And I don't know, I just, like, the algorithm showed it to me. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It's so cool. Now, I ordered it, and then that's the end of that. You're fucked. Like, Johnny was like, dude, don't do it. You're going to spend so much money. You'll never stop. It's an addiction. It doesn't end. Because once you have one, you need another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And you end up with a Eurorack. And I have more than that. That's just as many as I can fit in there right now. And I have unfilled up other Euroracks. Like, I got so hooked on them. But I still love them. I don't have time anymore to sit and make, like, weird fucking noises like I used to. But, man, when I was single, when I was addicted to ketamine and single, Jesus fucking Christ. The best. You just get blasted and, like, try to summon aliens with these things. And it is so fun. So I'll play you sounds from the Make Noise Morphogene, which is sort of like a reel-to-reel tape player emulator, but it's also based on William Burroughs cut-ups. The idea you could like sort of just like cut up a newspaper and then throw the words down, and it would be like some kind of oracular divining tool through which you could contact the universe, a sort of chaotic I Ching or something. And so when I read that, I was like, fuck, you guys, like, I am definitely your target audience, because I'm buying it just based on the story. But I'll show you what it does. And honestly, I'm going to make a really wretched mistake here. I'm going to try. My Buddha fell down. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna incarnate as a fucking squid. All right. Now, Mike Jr. 5825 says this is gonna suck, guaranteed. LOL. I'm gonna prove you wrong. I can't believe you would even say that. Can't believe you would even say that. Boy, are you about to get embarrassed. So the Morphogene. Just start with that. And you usually when you're like trying to make something with this, you just start with one of these crazy fucking things, and then you just start adding stuff in. And sometimes you get something that's pretty cool, sometimes you don't. For me though, I always get perfect music. like an angelic choir will be coming out of here in less than a few seconds. So 5-minute self-ban for you who would doubt me. So this thing is super cool. So all that's happening here is some kind of sample that I put in this from itself, from one of these other synths. And so I'll try to get it to like the... What's cool about this is you can speed it up, slow it down. You can reverse it. You can morph it. And then the other cool thing is you can splice it, meaning you can start, it's like cutting the tape into smaller and smaller parts. Then you can sort of like scroll through all the splices till you find one you like. Now I like that because it's sort of like this like cool, low, droney something. Sounds kind of sinister, but then usually you don't just run it right into something. So there's like, I'll just show you some of the filters I like. This is a prism, which is sort of this like delay fucking thing. Honestly, again, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I don't understand what any of these do, other than that if I like spin the right knob, sometimes it sounds cool. Is it only coming through? Oh, you guys can't hear it. Well, fuck. When did that start? Did you guys just lose audio? Or have you been hearing audio? Hold up. Hold on. Can you hear it now? This always happens. This is, by the way, the second time this has happened. This is the best when you get the trolls. Yeah, you're gonna get feedback, but I'm gonna turn my mic off and then just see, and then turn this up really loud. And that is why I get the big bucks for DJing all over the country and the world. I DJ Ibiza. I don't say Ibiza, I say Ibiza. But it's just so fun. And, you know, if you meet anybody who's into like noise, people who are into this shit, they don't care that it sounds like shit. That's sort of the liberating thing about it, is you really aren't doing it for any other reason than it's fun. Like, there's no ambition here for that. It's just fun. It feels good to do it. It's like, makes you feel like you're searching for something. But yeah, as you could see, silence is my medium. And I meant for you to hear just the sound of the clicking of the knobs. It's like, listen, I deserve humiliation. It's humor. Look, I feel like I did enough of a good job of like being honest about my skill level with technology. I'm a fucking master at this shit. So anything I'm doing, like if you heard silence, just know that was on purpose, shit. So anything I'm doing, like if you heard silence, just know that was on purpose. It's not because I don't know what I'm doing here. That was on purpose. Sure. I mean, obviously you would have loved to have heard what I just played. In the way I'm sure people would love to see a UFO or dance with Bigfoot beneath a full moon. But, yeah, I feel like, much like Maria Abramovich, when I do my art, it is, let's just say, special. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Wormhole Garden. Anyone else who's making fun of my modular synth skills, 5-minute self-ban. That is not okay. And we lost, I think we lost 150 views. I'm sorry. Adam Dev Media says I need to hook up with Polarity Josh too. I do. If he could help me get it would be like, I have a dream that one day I just press a button and the sound system works. I know people, they do that. And that's my dream. That is my dream. And to have like Ethernet attached. And Eric DeCaza, thank you so much. You heard the mug. JBT says you muted it on purpose. You better believe I did. You better believe I did. I'm glad you understand it. It's just the kind of person I am. I mean, I just feel like all the sounds can be found in silence. Hi, Della Follette. Thanks for the super chat. Peace and blessings to you and Aaron and the new baby. Please play The Mothership again soon and stream Melverick's Burning Star by Floodwater Angel. Okay, I will play The Mothership soon. I don't know when, but I'm sure I'll be there soon. I'm on the road again, so it's hard to get out there during the week. Thanks for the super chat. Max Meeks said, night stream. Yes. Hey, Duncan. Hello, Max Meeks. And Beast Blastin' coming in with, I guess you're part of the people who have somehow gotten me wrangled into a conspiracy that I can't whistle. I whistle, I play modular synths, I do both equally well. That's all you need to know. And honestly, I was whistling while I did that. You just couldn't see my face. The Galoons wants to hear one of the Pyramid tapes. I have a couple of ones that I just haven't gotten around to playing. Oh no, what's that? Super Chat says, here's $10 for Undertale on Steam. What the fuck is that? I'm looking it up right now. I'm off video games. What is it? Is it a game? It's a community. I don't know what I just signal boosted. But are the games you're showing here your games? Mud Runner, Road 9. Honestly, no offense. I don't think we have the same taste in games. Oh, it's a game. Okay, hold on. Underhill game. Game review, Underhill. Oh, no, I know this game. I tried it. Are you fucking kidding? This is like Dwarf Fortress, right? Are you talking about Dwarf Fortress? Because that thing is impossible. I'll look it up. The Eye That Changes says my hair looks very collegiate tonight. I got it cut the other day. You know, I need to actually stream some games at some point, but I'm off games right now, and I can't fuck around with it because if I do, I just don't stop. Like whenever I'm not playing games, I'm making stuff, and sure, like whatever the fuck I'm making, quite often it doesn't go anywhere. Every once in a while it does. Every once in a while it has legs. But I would much rather be making failed attempts at creating something than lost in Dark Souls 3, which is so fun. But if I do that, it really fucks with my time. Like there's only so much time in a day when you're a dad, and at some point you just gotta figure out your priorities. And I really love making stuff, and I just love video games almost as much. So I have to be very careful because it sort of creeps in, though I will play Crimson Desert. I'm going to try it. I'm going to let it come out first. For you guys who haven't seen Crimson Desert, let me just pull this up. People are getting really excited about this. People are getting prepared to be disappointed by it. Because a lot of times games that start getting this much hype, especially the first iteration, they sort of disappoint you. But this is this massive open world game, which I love those. I'll play the gameplay trailer. Hold on. Oh, I get it. Okay, that makes sense. God, this stuff. You kids, man. You guys are all fucking super geniuses. You guys act like this is easy. I watch you streamers. This shit is for an old man. This is crazy that I could do this at all. All right, let's see if you can hear the audio. Basically like Red Dead Redemption, but for fantasy, which, it seems like that. People are saying it's a little bit like Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it looks beautiful. It's fucking gigantic. Apparently, it's getting pretty good reviews from what I've seen so far. So, who knows? The problem with open world games is a lot of the time they just don't have, how could you have time to sort of create all of the things you would need in a massive open world game. So usually the NPCs kind of do these like really obvious loops and stuff, which is like, that's one of the next level games that we're going to get, is where the NPCs are LLM controlled, where the NPCs actually have their own lives and stuff, and potentially can just do things the developers didn't even expect, where the NPCs can call you on your phone or get into your life, where you're going to be able to like take NPCs and transfer them into your home robot and stuff. That'll be the next gen of games. But right now, I think if you're a developer and you want to sort of create like a massive game, you're going to have to cut corners somewhere, and probably it's going to be in NPC. So you end up with this huge world populated with people who all say the exact same shit. You know, at the market, it's always the same thing being repeated, the same loop, because the other choice is like spend an extra $50 million to record 1,000 hours of ambient human dialogue. So AI will fix that probably, but for that, I'm worried about that, but I don't care. I usually don't care. It's like games that have like, you know, unexpected NPCs that you thought would be sort of, you know, just like robotic, and they turn out to have like deep stories. I don't know too many games like that, actually, which is why like I love like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and stuff, is because you sort of, and you kind of don't know what the fuck is going on. And like the NPCs are like addled. Everyone's kind of addled in that world in their own way. Everyone's kind of like going crazy a little bit. And there isn't a lot of NPCs in Dark Souls and compared to other games. But Dark Souls 3 has got to be the greatest game of all time, outside of like Elden Ring. And then just under that, God of War. That's my opinion. Let's go back to the super chats. Ed Quinn, I'm glad you asked this question so that I could continue to lose viewers of the live stream. What build are you in Dark Souls? Well, I've been mini builds in Dark Souls 3. When I first started playing Dark Souls, I would always play mage characters and stuff. I thought that was fun and easier. And then recently, in my last binge, I started doing like full strength builds, where you just try to like build up as much strength and like try to get powerful enough to like wear ridiculous armor sets. It's for people who can't play. And so you just beat the shit out of things, and then you go. What's cool about Dark Souls is you can like invade other worlds, and I would just get humiliated because you invade other worlds. You need to invade other worlds because you get these things called embers, which give you a little bit of extra life, which you need because the bosses in Dark Souls are fucked up. And that little bit of extra life can help you beat a boss that otherwise you're never going to beat. And so if you can't get embers because you've bought them all, you're that bad, you don't know where any are, then you have to invade players' worlds in the middle of them playing the game. And every once in a while, you'll fuck someone up. Like, you just ruin their day because they've been trying so hard to get somewhere, and then you just, like, you kill them. And it gives you this dark, horrible, sociopathic pleasure. And then you get an ember, and you can try to, like, fight a boss. But 5 out of 6 fights, people would just kick my ass. And that's when you realize how bad you are. Like, you start entertaining the idea that maybe you've gotten good at the game, and then you like invade some dude's world and who is about to fight a boss. And once you go into a boss fight, you don't have to fight your invader anymore. And so they would actually just not even go into the boss fight just to kill you first, to humiliate you, backstabbing you. I can remember one person beat me so bad. It was so embarrassing that they just let me swing my big dumb sword around. They were like a dex build or something. And that's how you could tell the good players in the game. Whereas like I would have all this fucking armor. You know you're fucked when the person you're fighting has like a dagger and a loincloth on. You're done. You are done.
Because like the best players, they just don't wear armor and they have shitty weapons and they just fuck you up and humiliate you while they do it. It's cool. People, well, maybe maybe I can, like, the addict part of me can rationalize playing video games if I stream them. But I feel like not. I know many of you there in the chat right now seem to like video games, but I feel like, I don't know. Also, video games, like, it feels a little bit like jerking off. You know what I mean? Like, it's private. I would feel sort of, I don't know. It feels weird. Because, when you watch people streaming games, they're talking, they're funny. Like, when I play games, I nod out. I, like, do some gamer version of the fentanyl looking for your keys thing. I just leave my body. I'm not even there anymore. Shrooms Rickon says I should try Hell Is Us. What is that? That sounds awesome. I'll look it up. I got to get out of here. It got later than I meant. I meant to go to bed at 10. I knew this would happen because I like doing this. And I blew, 20 minutes on silently fucking humiliating me with my module. Ooh, that looks really good. What is this? Oh, this is a horror game. That looks cool. That looks super fun. This is the kind of game where I'll look at for a long time and then I'll never play it. Looks cool though. Also, I'm excited about the new Grand Theft Auto. Do you guys think it's going to suck? That seems to be like the cynical take out there. Because, like, this is true. Like, I know there's a lot of, like, culture war shit that shows up in video games and stuff. But, like, the games I really like are the games where you can be as evil as you want to be, where there is no guardrails ethically in the game. Like the early Fallout games, you could do that. And it was really always weird to me if I decided to go evil, how bad it would make me feel, like doing evil things. Like in Fallout, you could kidnap kids and sell them to traffickers and shit. Like, it's fucked up. And then if you like do that, if you trick a kid and sell them, you get like a unique fucked up gimp mask. And it's so dark. And I like that. I like not trafficking children, but I like that you can, like, games where you can really be a monster. And the game, like, is aware that you're a monster. And, like, people in the game treat you differently. And you get into, like, fucked up factions and stuff. But, which is what I liked about Grand Theft Auto, It's like, you could, the people in the game are fucked up for, like, bad people. And I kind of like that. It didn't seem to care. But, now, and I get it. Like, it really all comes, I think it just comes down to money. Like, I think game developers recognize that if, like, their game is too hardcore, then kids are not going to be allowed to play it. And so they're going to make less money, which is probably the reason that some of these games are getting, like, nerfed. And then there's games that seem to be just like dystopian attempts at setting culture right by, like, creating some kind of morality play within which you're very limited and can't do anything, and you feel like you're being taught lessons, which I hate in a video game. It's like, I don't want to be taught lessons. This is digital fucking heroin. Like, if I'm gonna, like, do hardcore drugs, I want to do hardcore drugs. I do not want to be lessoned. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm buying bags of some highly illicit, super addictive, fucked up drug, I don't need the person selling it to me to write little, like, morality stories about how to be a good person on the bags they're selling me. I don't need that. Like, my entire aim and goal when it comes to playing a video game is like complete annihilation of the identity while I'm playing the game and going into some void from which you come out of all fucked up and stinky and confused and feel weird the next day. You know, that to me is like what video games are for. More than what? Like, I don't need somebody's fucking spiritual journey through some whatever. Listen, I know there's artistic games out there and some people really love them. That was never my reason for playing games. If I want that, I'll watch a movie or something. But I just want to be in some fucking hell realm and wonder if I'm actually in hell while I'm playing it, which is why I like Dark Souls. You guys, I got to get out of here. It has been a joy night streaming with you, and I apologize. You know, if you came to any other night stream, you wouldn't have seen any of these technical errors. The last night stream, I had professional violinists come and play, and I played with them. You know, they all knew I'm a master of all instruments, and so they, the Nightman's radio show, I forgot. Ha! Drew, I can't play it because my visualizer didn't work, so I can't play it. The next night stream, I'll try to have the Nightman's radio show in a state where I feel like I've eaten shit so many times during the stream that to show you a half-baked, unfinished other AI thing I've been working on is not going to do anyone any favors. And based on the way the universe is treating me right now, as I deserve, I highly subscribe. Can you highly subscribe? I subscribe. Well, I guess if you're high and you subscribe. So I highly subscribe to the Lojong slogan, drive all blames into oneself. This is one of the great mantras. I say it all the time to myself. It's so important because even though, look, you get into some kind of bind, whatever it may be, you get rear-ended or some shit like that. Is that your fault? I don't know. But the way you react to being rear-ended, that's your fault. And so usually one's life experience is more like negative or positive based on the way they're reacting to their situation more than the situation itself. And so I've got fucked up karma, you guys. I knocked the Buddha down. That was the sign right there. When I knocked the Buddha down, moving my modular synths is when I should have just said goodnight. That should have been the end of the stream. But instead, I persisted. I ignored the omens. And look what I did. Look what I did. I mean, I'm doomed, probably, as far as streaming goes. This I might get blackballed now because of this stream. But exactly, Rick Bowen, we're always exactly where we're supposed to be, including here. Exactly. Since the beginning of time, since before the Big Bang, it was written in the book of life that I was going to fuck this stream up. That night stream number 8 was going to somehow be more riddled with technical errors than any other stream. That was written in the stars way before I was born. This was where I was headed, and this is what happened. And will any of us recover from this? I don't know. But one thing I do know is this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as the Great Pyramid of Giza is still standing out there in those cursed fucking sands of Egypt. It doesn't matter. Look, we're all going to make mistakes. And my feeling regarding disclosure, by the way, and we'll close on this. We all know by now that, like, the President of the United States came out and said that he was going to declassify all the UFO documents. And that is like a historic moment That is, if you're someone like me, one of the great moments of your life. Because there's a few things you want as a stoner. One of them, legal weed. That's a dream. When I was a kid, that was a dream that marijuana would become legal. That was a dream, like a fantasy people had. You'd have you go over to someone's house, they'd have this book called The Emperor Wears No Clothes about why marijuana isn't harmful, why it should be legal. And you'd read it and you're like, yeah, it's a fantasy, but maybe one day, but it's never going to happen. And then the other thing that sort of went along with legal weed was disclosure. We all kind of knew as people who love psychedelics and stoners that there were aliens. It's just something on that path you're going to discover in your own way. There's something out there more than just this. And, if you're just a basic bitch stoner, you're into Roswell, aliens, you're just into it. You're fascinated by it. You look up at the sky and you're like, fuck, there's just no way there aren't other beings living in this universe. And then all the UFO abduction reports. I mean, forget all the stuff you might encounter in the psychedelic realm telling you, for sure, we're coming. It just made sense. And you just knew the government was hiding shit. And then, all of a sudden, everything that's happening, that's culminated in the president declassifying the UFO files, this was people like Jeremy Corbell, all these people, Lou Elizondo, all these people, whether you like them or not, whether you think they're grifters or not or whatever, this entire legion of people, organized in weird ways that led up to the president of the United States saying he's going to declassify anything out there. And before that, Obama's saying yes, there's aliens, but he didn't, he tried to retract it by saying he meant of course there's aliens. But when you watch that interview, it just didn't feel like that. It felt like he wanted to fucking say it. And you could see him in other interviews he wants to say it. You could see other presidents in interviews. The way they react to the inevitable question is always yeah, something. And so I think Jon Stewart just came out and said something humans aren't prepared for the ontological shock of knowing about the aliens, which could be true, but I don't think so. I think we're ready. But where I do get a little nervous is the why part. Some people say, well, it's a distraction from the Epstein files. I don't think so. Because I think I don't know. I just don't think Trump or anyone could really imagine that you release the UFO files and all of a sudden the whole country stops talking about the fact that the federal government was trying to protect elite PDF traffickers. I think that's what you would say in the YouTube parlance. So I don't believe that. I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's what it's about. So why? Why all of a sudden did what you sort of look at age of disclosure, the various leaks from military bases, all the things Corbell got his hands on. You sort of look at the UFO hearings and all of it, and it does bear the exact same pattern of all the other shit the United States does. When when we're going to get into a war, right? You could always tell because all of a sudden in the news, they start talking about some country you've never thought about as being bad, just out of the blue. And then you're like, oh no, fuck, there's going to be a war. But it's a slow build, slow, and then war happens. And it seems like the UFO shit was following that same pattern. It was an organized plan to begin to disseminate this information, which makes you really wonder why. Why would that be if it was like that? And that's where it gets a little spooky, is because the one thing that, pops into my mind is, well, could there be some impending event that they know about and they're trying to get ahead of the curve? That's a little fun. That's fun to think about. Like, do they know that we're about to get some visitor and they don't want to seem like assholes, so they had to disclose before our friends show up? Is that why? Or was like Donald Trump like super fucking pissed off that they didn't stop the release of the Epstein files, and this is his big fuck you to like the deepest of deep states? He expected them to protect him or something, and they didn't, and so now he's like, just fuck you, I'm declassifying all this shit. You guys can fuck off. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Fizz Marley says the war is starting tomorrow. Watch. It's a big buildup out there, huh? Caleb Giga Chad wants to know about my thoughts on Thiel's prominence in the Epstein files. Dude, it's fucked up, man. That's the answer. It's just like, you know, unless you're like a complete blithering dipshit, you know that the United States has been something of an oligarchy for a while. I mean, it has to be that way. The moment like elected officials can make money on the stock market, it's over. I mean, how do you do that? How do you make clear-headed legal decisions? How do you make regulatory decisions if like your regulatory decisions are going to like cause you to lose millions and millions of dollars? At that point, you're not representing anyone but yourself and your stock portfolio. So, you know, the moment like politicians started getting super rich in office and stuff, that's probably like an oligarchy, for lack of a better word, you know, ruled by the rich. So that's how it's been, which sucks. You know, this I think is directly related to the phenomena of enshittification, which is the decay of like everything good, is because the, you know, oligarchs want more and more and more money, and they're cutting corners more and more and more, and so we get fucked by that situation. So that sucks. That already sucked. But the idea that like, you know, these motherfuckers on top of enshittifying the country by like using more and more cheap ingredients, shrinking the fucking airplane seats down, you know, all the things that represent someone just trying to like save $100,000 a year by putting like shitty shampoo in a hotel or something. Like all these things add up and become enshittification. That sucks. Just that alone sucks. But, you know, if you're a consumer, it's sort of your choice to consume. And so I guess in some way drive all blames into oneself, I guess. But damn, you add to all the enshittification that they're like seemingly like, many of them are gleefully engaging in some of the most horrendous, fucked up shit you've ever seen in your life. That's where it like becomes so unnerving. It's just like the icing on the oligarch cake. You don't want it to be like that. That's my answer to that. So the other thing that's worth noting is like just the, you know, where like my woo-woo ass goes is, it's just so dumb. And if I ever got to interview Neil deGrasse Tyson, that would be one of my many questions I would ask him, to like hear him like completely rip apart my theories. I like that, by the way. When my like paranoid theories get fucked up by smarter people than me, it makes me feel better. I don't want to be right about paranoid stuff I believe in. I like being proven wrong about stuff like that. But I can't get out of my head the question of like, how much does the sun and solar activity affect human behavior? Like, how much of like solar flares and weird solar shit is like directly impacting the planet in ways that cause earthquakes and wars and chaos and disruption. I mean, obviously when people are super hot, they act different than when they aren't like fucking broiling in the sun. Just that is one example of how it affects human behavior. But is it more subtle than that? Like, if you look at the weird shit that's been happening on the sun right now, it just doesn't bode well for all the other stuff that's going on. You have all these things co-emerging, which is interesting to me. You've got the Epstein files. You've got disclosure. You've got some potential like insane war with fucking Iran. But they're all happening at the same time. That's the part that's so particularly unnerving, isn't it? Any one of these just by themselves would be very anxiety provoking, but the fact that they're all happening together is fucked up. And not to mention AI, not to mention the fact that AI seems to be like about to do the hockey stick thing. Altman's coming out now and saying 2026, 2027, we get AGI. So it just is fascinating to me that it's all happening together. Rick Bowen says, off topic, but I believe our school system would create amazing future adults by introducing a child version of a 12-step program. Sure. Yeah, that would be incredible. Thanks for the $20, man. Yeah, definitely. That would be cool. I mean, it's never going to happen, but I would love that. I think, isn't the 12-step program just basically like a mystery school in its own right? Like it's some kind of initiatory mystery school, or maybe it's kind of based on that stuff. Don't people say that, Rick Bowen? Ben Grove says AGI will literally never happen in our lifetimes, if ever. Honestly, man, I hope you're right. I don't want fucking AGI. I hope you're right. I hope Kurzweil was wrong. I hope that Bostrom was wrong. I hope you're totally right, because that scares me more than aliens. Drew Lewis says, well, Duncan, we are at Palantir. Really disappointed to hear you say all that. Enjoy yours. Listen, you guys have honestly, I don't know, maybe it's just because of the government shutdown, but the checks have stopped coming. So I'm going to sleep great. Check the mailbox today. You guys are so fun, but I gotta go to bed. What am I doing? This is past this old man's bedtime. The next time we meet, which will probably be tomorrow night, I'm gonna try to get some of this tech shit worked out. I've got a lot of time tomorrow, and instead of focusing on trying to embody the Nightman in a fucking badass avatar that I didn't show tonight because it conked out on me right before the stream, I'm going to work on tech shit. I'm going to figure out why I was able to like put music through this fucking thing. I know why. I know the cords I unplugged. Okay. I think I can fix this. Not that you guys want to hear my music, which is incredibly insane that I even think you guys want that, but I'm going to fix it. And then make weird sounds for you. For real. And figure out a way to make sure you can hear it. But you guys are awesome. Shit. Thanks, Raise One. Here's $10 not to play Undertale on Steam. Just stay away. It's a mistake. You can't take it back. Thank you. Thank you. And just based on that, I will never play that game. Ever. Because like everything I'm saying about my video game addiction is 100% real. Like once I get into a game, it'll be like, 12. I've got to get up at like 6. 12:30, and I'll say to myself, all right, I'm going to stop. And then an hour will pass. It's so fucked up. I can't mess with it. If I do, I'll never make these. Like the reason that I'm even doing night streams now is because I stopped playing Dark Souls. Okay, I gotta go. You guys are awesome. Boom. Ha. Yeah. Thank you for our super chats. Do subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed any of this. Please don't forget we are doing an AI video generation contest at my subreddit. That's Duncan Trussell on Reddit. Go there. I'm one of the mods, so you're not going to get banned if you post again, that's one of the contests, is not just who can post the best AI video, but who will post the most. So that's the 2 awards that we're going to have, and both winners will be featured on the night stream. I love you guys. Stay in the night stream. I'll see you tomorrow night. Namaste. Hare Krishna.